When people meet me, they see what you see right now, a creative, articulate, and healthy woman. In getting to know me, what many people are surprised to discover are the odds I've overcome to be the person before you. While some might see my story as one of tragedy, I choose to see it as one of resilience. I'm not exaggerating when I say that art turned my life around. In art, I found my life's purpose and the seed of the idea for Life Arts Wellness Studio. My childhood was one of passive neglect and active abuse. In addition to growing up in poverty, I experienced emotional abuse, physical abuse, and sexual abuse from my caregivers. You can imagine the long-term impacts of such a toxic environment. Yet, here I am, with 2 master's degrees to my name, 3 happy children, and a successful 13-year marriage. So, what's my secret? What is it that distinguishes me from the ocean of statistics showing dismal life outcomes? Was I just born resilient? I'd like to say that there's a singular answer, that it's a born gift or a series of discrete steps that you can take to get from distress to success. What I can tell you is that I've never been willing to accept what is over what could be, and that the mindful practice of art is one of the most powerful tools I've found in building my own resilience. When I look back at my life, the happiest times, particularly of my childhood, are me finding shelter in reading or writing stories, of participating in school art classes, or choir, band, theater, in the presence of validating adults who cultivated my potential as a human being. But it wasn't until I was a 35-year-old PhD student in the midst of a total mental health breakdown that I discovered the true power of art. In addition to being a full-time graduate student, I was teaching at 3 different colleges to make ends meet. My partner couldn't find a job. One of my 3 children was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder. At the most stressful time in my adult life, when I most needed clarity of mind and a resilient spirit, it all fell apart. I sought the help of a professional counselor, but it seemed to be too little too late. I was dismissed from the PhD program when my distress was perceived as personal failure. So there I was, my sense of self shattered, no degree, no job, and close to homelessness. But I stuck with counseling. The PTSD diagnosis I received gave me a sense of perspective and conviction that if I put the work in, I could regain my resilience. Of the strategies my counselor introduced me to, practicing mindfulness through making art was pivotal to regaining my sense of self and my equilibrium in life. While my hands worked with clay or paint or canvas, I found a meditative peace. Now, the troubles around me didn't go away, but they no longer felt so overwhelming. The best part is at the end of each project, I had not only the art that I created, I had a clear mind, a renewed sense of purpose, and confidence that I could keep moving forward. From my studies as a graduate student, I knew about research showing that mindful artistic creation has mental, physical, and social benefits, both in and outside of clinical settings. Intellectually, I'd understood, but it wasn't until I'd experienced the benefits myself that I appreciated the strengths of arts in building resilience. So I started to wonder, I had gained so many benefits from the mindful practice of art in the midst of a life crisis. What would have happened if I started the practice before I became overwhelmed? Could those practices have helped me more successfully navigate that time of distress? And I wondered more generally, why do we wait until we or someone else is in crisis to seek education and strategies to manage distress and build mental wellness? For our physical health, we're encouraged to exercise and eat healthy on a daily basis. When it comes to mental health, there's nowhere near the same level of awareness of actions that we personally can take on a daily basis to maintain our mental wellness. In response, Life Arts seeks to destigmatize mental health by reframing it as a holistic concept that includes proactive building of skills for resilience and daily well-being. Our mission is to promote optimum mental health through arts-based workshops that encourage participant creativity, community connection, and skill building to manage adverse life experiences. Our motto is "Life is an art, and we are all masterpieces in progress." Long-term goals for Life Arts are to establish a permanent workshop space in downtown Mesa or Phoenix. In that space, we will offer free, peer-guided, arts-based workshops where participants will develop mindfulness and other coping skills that they can apply in daily life. Our immediate goal is to build awareness and community support for Life Arts so we can recruit racially and culturally diverse board members and volunteers. With this essential foundation, we can then seek federal designation as a 501c3 nonprofit. And this is where you come in. Now more than ever, we need sources of community care. You can help by connecting with us on Facebook and spreading the word. Together, we can create the change we want to see in the world.